We're not going to rap about it today because I really, truly just don't feel like it.
You get no argument out of me, man.
I mean, I kind of do now, though.
Well, let's do it.
You want to? You want to rap about it?
We're here.
You know, my question to you and to everyone is
The impromptu rap about it.
impromptu rap about
Let's
it.
go.
You know what? Now I gotta get some. Now I gotta get some gin and pour a little bit of gin.
All right.
Because now we're about to rap about it, even though I felt like I didn't want to, but for the sake of consistency, we will. This is really a very broad question, I guess.
Okay.
And it's in the area of the family of, is talking about JayZ.
All right.
And does JayZ deserve the benefit of the doubt from the hip hop and black community? You understand where I'm coming from?
I do. I do.
All right.
I do. Now, we are talking across the board in all things, or are we talking about social activism?
I would say all things except for music.
Okay.
Because music should be criticized, it should be critiqued. You know, you don't just, music is there as art or whatever, but you know, his community work, his social activism, his decisions, you know what I'm saying, his partnerships. You know what I'm
Decisions,
talking about?
all of that.
Those things. Does he deserve the benefit of the doubt from us? Is he at that status at this point? That we would put we put like Oprah on that pedestal at one point. I don't want to say pedestal, but you know what I mean? We kind of had confidence in the decisions that she was making, and we knew that there was something good behind it. Is JayZ at that status?
I think
Should he be?
I think he is. I think it depends on who's making that decision, and I think there are two types of JayZ supporters and fans, and so the hip hop, those who've grown up with Jay as the rapper, believe that he can do no wrong in anything.
Right.
Right. Then you have those who have grown up with Jay as the rapper, but were, for lack of better terms, in these streets in terms of social activism.
Yeah.
Have grown to know that giving the benefit of the doubt still comes with a bit of scrutiny.
Yeah. Not
right?
beyond reproach.
Not beyond reproach.
At all.
And I'll say scrutiny off the bat.
Right.
And the reason I say that is because as a person who has been, and I'm not that in depth as everyone else, but you know, I get in those streets.
Oh yeah,
right?
you out there, homie.
That's the modest talk. I gotta
Yeah,
go to
I'm
modest talk.
over here like, yeah, I know.
Right.
This guy's gone.
You learn very early that ultimate power ultimately corrupts.
Yes.
And so you watch for the moment where people go into something with the intention a certain way, they pivot, but they never tell you that they pivoted. And then they still want you to react to them as if they came in, as if they're still on that original track. And they're not. And that's business.
Okay, yeah.
Right? And so that's why I say, depending on who's making the decision on Jay, is benefit of the doubt. So, long answer, for right off the bat, I would say yes, but with an asterisk. The asterisk is he gets the benefit of the doubt, but I'm still gonna scrutinize it, and I'm still gonna put it under the lens of this is no longer the rapper JayZ. This is the businessman JayZ. And those are two different people.
Okay.
Doing two different actions.
There's implications in what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Because you're mentioning business for a reason. So does that imply that some of the decisions that he makes that are maybe guys is kind of have a negative connotation because it kind of talks about intentions, but guys as social activism but really have business behind them? Is that what you're saying?
But that's not necessarily a bad thing.
No,
right?
but
It's not. However,
I mean,
it can be.
Al Sharpton, like you even told, Al Sharpton has to get paid to go to these cities.
Listen,
Like,
because
activism costs money.
I'm here to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, everyone who wants to see the social activists do all of this work understands that most of them have to have a 9-to-5 job because, and I will say this with, you know what? No, not lack of respect, whatever it may be. Most people don't donate to the social activists.
Right.
They don't give them any money.
Right.
And so at some point, they've got to generate funds. They got to eat. They got to sleep. They got to clothe themselves. They got families, right? So a lot of that is based on, but a social activist and a businessman who's doing right by his community are two different people.
True indeed.
Two completely different people. Right? Because a businessman's mindset is always to go in, make money, and then use that opportunity to, in somewhat, help the change, make the change. But his ultimate goal is to make money.
Right.
Social activists are different. Social justice warriors go in strictly for the betterment of the community and the people. And there is no dollar amount that usually comes associated with that. Because I was a few minutes late here today because I was doing some of that for my daughter's school.
Right.
Right? There's no dollar. Her school isn't paying me for that.
Yeah, I know that for sure.
You know what I mean? How's about I'm paying them for her to go there? You see what I'm saying?
They're definitely not paying you for what you're doing over there.
Right.
But it's not a bad thing.
But I go into it for the betterment of her school's community.
And everyone to come, yes,
right.
Yeah, everybody to come after it, go there after your daughter or whatever, going to benefit from what you're doing there. So
Jay, back to Jay, my point is, you take the NFL deal with Jay, right? And two people
everybody went crazy.
Everybody went crazy. I one of them,
and I was not.
And
right?
You were not.
This is why we're talking about this,
right? So initially, what I didn't like was the packaging of it. I didn't believe that it had social justice implications as it was being packaged and sold, right? And so while I was okay, not that he needed my approval in any way, shape, or form, but in terms of conversation-wise, while I was okay with him taking that deal and putting people on those stages who've never been there before, right? That doesn't really help the layman. That doesn't help anything for Joe if Usher now gets a chance to perform at the Super Bowl because it was predominantly white all this time.
Right.
But for black artists, it does, right?
Not only for black artists, because we talk about microaggressions all the time.
All the time.
We talk about, years ago, we talked about the fact that when we go to a toy store and you look in the wall and it's all white dolls on that wall,
yes,
and maybe one or two down there, towards the bottom and whatnot. So those microaggressions exist. So seeing that little shift and that little shift and whatnot, it kind of that reverberates and goes a long way.
Representation matters.
Yes,
that's the foundation to everything.
Yes,
representation matters. Don't disagree with that. But I'm also not going to take the bait that you tell me representation matters and this is a social justice mission, and what we're really only talking about is performances at the Super Bowl. Now, will that get other people paid? Absolutely, because those black artists come with black, with other entities, right? They come with black production set designers. They come with
jobs,
with choreographers. They come with dancers. They come with a lot of those things, and that is how I say yes to somewhat of the benefit of the doubt, because he is affecting change in the bottom dollar. Why? Because the choreographer who does that routine for the Super Bowl now puts that on their resume and now can get other jobs. Right. That is different than legislation, structural change, the NFL.
And it's all needed.
The NFL having more black coaches, that doesn't affect that.
Right. No, not at all.
Not at all.
Not at all.
So depending on who you're talking to, I'm going to have a different viewpoint of what Jay is in this deal.
And that's the thing, is that you're right. That does not affect that. But that's not what I don't think that's what he's trying to affect.
Right.
Directly. You know what I mean? So somebody else can be doing something, like somebody pushed for the Rooney Rule.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They had zero effect on the entertainment portion.
That they just had to update this summer.
Just still. Let's not go too crazy. You know what? You know how we do. So we talk every single day about these things. But to bring it back in, pause. You know, Jay. Yeah. You know, I've been there with Jay when it comes to Jay. I've been giving Jay the benefit of the doubt. When I see the decisions that he makes, I feel like he does so much good that I feel like there's good intentions behind what he's doing, and if the optics don't look right, then they don't look right for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it was a mistake, or maybe it was somebody else's doing, or maybe he was just off that. I don't know, but I definitely give him the benefit of the doubt when he's out here making these decisions.
And I'll also say, you know, there's a lot of pressure on Jay that isn't on a lot of other rappers. People don't have, if Diddy had gone into this deal with the NFL, we wouldn't have had the same level of desire to see a more social justice approach from Diddy than we do from Jay. They're two different people. Two different people, right? And Jay has made it a point, especially with that 444 album, right, of talking that. Speaking, one, to a more community-minded, to more empowerment, to more black people. And it's also interesting because you and I talk about this a lot. Well, I definitely reference it a lot more. The Harry Belafonte, JayZ, you know. It's
my time now.
Right?
That was a transition.
It was.
Because he was still a little old Jay trying to be new Jay.
Right. But
so talk that greasy to Harry Belafonte, he was still a little old Jay right there.
Right. And I still in that battle or that war of words, I still side with Harry Belafonte because Harry Belafonte is coming from a being the JayZ of his era.
Right.
And doing what Jay is now doing. See, Jay wasn't doing it at the time he was criticized, right? Paying for all of those individuals to get out of prison who were locked up for the Freddie Gray situation, you know, that he's been doing that for individuals around the country is something Jay is doing today. When Jay
back then it was just back in his community. Like he was helping people out, like almost on a hand-in-hand type of situation. Like, I'm gonna help these people out.
Well,
like he was like, you don't know the things that I'm doing for these dudes that's in the hood.
We don't.
That's what he was saying to Harry Belafonte.
He's correct. However, you can't have it both ways. You can't, and you can't want credit for something that we don't know you're doing, right?
Right, but you don't know what I'm doing, so you shouldn't be criticizing me.
But I can. Because if I'm criticizing you that I don't believe you are using your platform to the point that I think not that he thinks he should, but that you could be doing more with your platform, and then a few years later, you start doing what I said I don't believe you were doing. Does that make any sense?
I understand what you're saying, but I think what happens is that, for one, Jay is hip hop culture.
He absolutely is.
So you throw shots at me, I'm gonna throw shots at you back. I'm gonna try to respect you as much as possible.
Absolutely.
But I'm gonna throw shots at you. So Melly Mel, if you make a diss track at the wrong person, you might get scorched on the record.
Absolutely.
Right? And it's gonna hurt because you Melly Mel. Right? So I'm sure it hurt Hov to have to say those couple little lyrics in the song or whatnot. But the reality is that Harry Belafonte could have reached out to him and talked to him instead of saying something in public.
Possibly. Now, Harry Belafonte's comments were part of an article, right?
Okay.
Right? So it wasn't like he just randomly said whatever he said about Jay for media, right? It was part of a discussion. And so in that, he made those statements.
It's even more egregious now that I'm a published author. Let's
let that marinate for a second. Please,
I send the questions out, and the person has the time to be able to
to formulate an answer.
Formulate an answer.
Got it. Okay.
Which is even worse. I mean, listen. I
Right.
know, this is just for the sake of debate. I have the utmost respect for Harry Belafonte.
You have,
of course.
Listen, we have no choice but to.
Yeah.
Right.
The guy's a legend in this.
Because we're talking about a human being who leveraged his celebrity to a point where he literally funded the entire movement.
Civil rights movement.
Single hand. And the thing about Harry Belafonte was it wasn't him. Right? You have the Aretha Franklins of the planet. You have all of these top entertainers who literally would sell out Wembley Stadium, hundreds of thousands of people, and then take every red cent they earned out of this specific venue and send it right over here to fund the movement that the people don't actually pay into.
Bill Cosby too.
Bill Cosby.
I know people don't want to mention his name, but I'm
Bill
not.
Cosby.
Listen, as long as people out here celebrating Woody Allen, then
celebrate Bill.
I will not smother the good things that he did in the community.
We can do an entire show.
Yeah, for sure.
About
it's not even Whiskey and Kicks
the
at that
Cosby
point
Show.
or rap about it.
Right. You know how I feel.
Right, the cultural impact and all the impact. But yeah.
So again, back to your
Harry
original
Belafonte,
thing.
yeah.
The Harry Belafonte criticism of Jay, I believe, was warranted at the time. And while Jay responded in a hip hop manner, I think Jay over time responded in the manner because he saw some legitimacy to what Belafonte was saying.
I'm sure it has some type of positive impact on him and affected him.
Because he's doing it.
There's no shame in that.
There's no shame in that.
You know what I'm saying? So there's no shame in that. Does Harry Belafonte just get the credit for who Jay is now today?
No,
not
at all.
But he definitely contributed through his own actions back in the day, and in him making that comment, I'm sure it has some type of positive effect.
So I will say that in this space today, Jay deserves the benefit of the doubt with the scrutiny that comes along with it. But I will say that he is transitioning to a space where less scrutiny should be applied. Because, and you and I talked about it the other day, for instance, Beyonce with her Vogue, her Vogue cover. They're now at a space where they are ensuring that they are putting black artists, black faces, black production staff, black photographers to do all of the work. So you know if you get Beyonce for a cover shoot, it's coming with a black photographer. And in that situation, she literally changed the life of an individual who was already an incredible photographer.
What have I been saying? The streets is watching. And isn't that a nice little tie in to Jay again? The streets is watching.
Streets is watching.
Like y'all, things are different. The
Yeah.
streets is watching. So I think that might be a good stopping point there.
Yeah.
That was a good one. That's
Good
a good
on you,
topic,
J and B.
man.
I'll end with that.
Yeah.
Good on you, J and B.
Happy belated birthday, homie.
And to everyone
homie.
else who is doing what he is doing, there's a black empowerment movement happening right now.
Tamika Mallory, my song.
All of them, man.
You know
Everybody
what I'm
that's there are levels to social justice.
Yeah.
And if you believe in it, ladies and gentlemen, please again, donate to individuals. There are grassroots organizations that are fighting on the ground every single day for everything you could think of, for food deserts, to crime, to social justice, all of those things.
Oh, so the people who say I don't see nobody making an outrage.
Come on, man. Don't.
I know where you go. I know where he was going, y'all. We're not even gonna get into that. We're not gonna get into all of that.
Donate to them in your city. If you're not willing, and everybody isn't built to be on the ground, everybody ain't built to protest, everybody ain't built to do any of those things. You can respect what Jay is doing, you can criticize that, but you can also find a cause and donate. It's $10, $20, it's whatever. It paid the gas for somebody to go sit in front of the mayor that day and fight for somebody else.
Yep. That's it, man. He said it. He said it best, man. It's Whiskey and Kicks. Great rap about a segment today. Great sneakers. Great cocktail. The gin is treating me right over here. This is a 92 proof gin. It's not an 80 proof like you get out of the regular gin. It's 92 proof.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah,
it's a little
yeah.
special. And I appreciate it, man. Good talk.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna have to the next one. Now I've got to figure out some disrespect because this is 2 for 2.
Oh yeah,
This
I
is
did disrespect you with the glow in the dark
back.
thing.
The glow in the dark,
If
the
y'all
shutting
didn't
off
watch
of the
this from
lights.
the beginning, you know what I'm saying? Go watch the whole
Gotta
episode.
shut the lights off.
Shut the lights off. The glow in the dark situation. I'm not gonna do it. I almost did it again just right now, but I'm not gonna do it again.
Last episode, he disrespected my childhood. Come on, man.
we supposed to be closing the show right now. What
man.
we talking about?
We out of here, man.
All right.
B-roll.
B-roll, no doubt.